add in your weights. You can go for active rest as always when I'm going over the exercises, so low jog on the spot, squats, anything you feel comfortable doing. We're going to go legs, upper body and kind of full body finisher tonight, and then a good bit of core to finish, so we'll fly through it, won't take too long tonight. Okay guys, so let's get straight into it, straight into our warm up. Let's go. So as always, start with a little march in place. Just open up those hips, get some music on at home. Coming nice and high with those knees. Take one arm, take one hip out to the side at a time. Nice big circles with the hips. Open the gate, close the gate, as they used to say in football. Good, a little jog in the spot now. Flicking up the heels at the back, warm at the knees, and then take those knees up in front slightly. Alternate between the two. Keep going with that, guys. So low jog in the spot, take a little bit higher those knees now. Just warming up, getting that core body temperature up. Into a little jumping jack now. Open up the upper body, or we're going for that little step jack if the jumping's not for you today. Just make sure we're widening those arms, nice and warm for the upper body. A few more jumping jacks, guys. Good stuff. Hips forward, little side lean, warming up those cores. Into the core. Can't speak tonight. Hips forward, little torso twist, loosen off the lower back. Good, keep going with that, guys. Awesome. Good, get a bit looser there. Coming into our bodyweight squat now, so get the chest up, open up those knees, wide with the hips, feet's nice and flat, warming through the legs. Hands behind the head if you can, just open up that chest, keep it in an upright torso. Nice, slow and controlled. Maybe a little pause at the bottom, just activating through the glutes and quads. Couple more squats, guys. Good, into a little crab walk now. It's a little half squat position. 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left. Fire through the warm up, guys. It's a little half squat there. We're just warming through the legs, keeping the back nice and straight. Take rest as you need them, we're just trying to warm up. Go for one more each side. Good stuff. Coming down to the mat, guys. Into our cat cows as always. Arching through the upper back. Dipping the chest. Looking up. So pushing up through the shoulder blades. Dipping the chest. Looking up. You can even give yourself a little wriggle here. Just loosen off through the shoulders. Good, into our twist now. Knees together. Open up through the upper back. Three or four one side. Then switching sides. Get a nice rotation in the upper spine. Mountain climbers next, guys. Shoulders over our hands. Start to get that heart rate up. Keeping the hips down. Squeeze the stomach. Driving in the knees. Shoulders over our hands. Nice and light in the toes. If you want to go slower, just take that knee in ever so slightly. Last 5 to 10 seconds here. Almost done with the warm up, guys. 3, 2, 1. Big shoulder circles. Nice big circles with the shoulder. Big swings backwards. And open up the chest, guys. Great stuff. So, as always, grab a quick breather, get some water on board, grab your weights or your resistance bands, anything you've got at hand. We're going to start with legs. So, today's first exercise, if you want to, you can start with your active rest now. So active rest is always can be anything like a low jogging spot, boxing, jumping jacks. You can even do squats if you want to. So anything at home. First exercise today is going to be a squat with a pause. So we're coming down into our squat, we're going to go for a 3-second pause. 1, 2, 3, and then power up. So really working on that squat pause. As always, add your weights. We're going for a pause squat. 1, 2, 3, powering up. Working for about 45 seconds to a minute. After that, supersetting into hamstrings. We're going to go straight into a hamstring bridge. So if you've got something to put your feet on, perfect. We're putting it up. We're driving the hips, squeezing into hamstrings here. Okay? So that's our first 2 exercises today. If you don't have anything to put your feet up on, we're just into a normal glute bridge, but you'll just feel that more in the glutes. So, ready to go in 10 seconds, guys, with our squats. Grabbing your weights if you've got them handy. Ready to go in 5. So nice and wide, or wherever your squat stance is. 3, 2, 1. So we're coming down nice, slow and controlled. Pause. 1, 2, 3, and pushing up, okay? So torso nice and straight. Pause at the bottom. Count at home, guys. 1, 2, 3. Pushing up. Feet's nice and flat. So depending on how much weight you've got, you can hold them up on your shoulders. You can hold them close together. Make sure they're close to your chest. So 1, 2, 3. Pushing up. Be strict with your pauses, guys. Try to work on holding there. Make sure we're not going too low either. So I'm not just sitting down there. I'm holding in a good squat position here. So 1, 2, 3. If you can, just beyond parallel the knees, or just at parallel with the hips and knees. Last 10 seconds, guys. See if we can get one more in. 1, 2, 3. Powering up. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, guys. So we're switching into our hamstring bridges. So getting ready to go. About 5 to 10 seconds. If you've got something to put your heels up on. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Driving down the heels, up with the hips. Little pause, and then back down. You should feel this in the hamstrings. If you're not, maybe go for a one-legged hamstring glute bridge. So cross one leg over, and then drive the heel down and up with the hips. You can even add some weight on the hips if you want to, or exactly the same on the ground. Driving up the hips, one-legged one if you want to. Working for about a minute here, guys. So make sure you're switching sides, evening up the legs. But we're trying to focus on hamstrings here. Quite often you'll feel the glutes more, which is absolutely fine. That's actually what you want. But you'll prominently feel the hamstrings working when you raise the legs. Keeping it going at home, guys. Well done, good. Last 10 seconds. Make sure you're evening up the sides. We've got a little bonus exercise next for legs as always. Lifting the hips. 3, 2, 1. Into your active rest or just get your recovery, guys. Our bonus exercise this week is going to be a lunge hold. So similar to our squat hold, we're going to come down in our lunge stance here. We're going to drop the knee down just above the ground, and we're holding here. You can even do little pulses if you want to. You can add your weights too. Ready to go in about 10 seconds, guys. So we're going to hold for 20 seconds per leg. In 3, 2, 1. Come down. So you can add your weights. My knee's just off the ground and no more. I'm pushing through this front leg and I'm holding tight through the core. You'll start to feel it in that front leg. Drop the weights if you need to. If you don't have weights, you can add little arm swings here just to make it a little bit trickier. Last 5 seconds this leg. We're going to take a quick break between legs. 3, 2, 1. Quick 10-second break between legs. Shake off the legs. So I'm going from my left leg forward now. In 3, 2, 1. So drop that knee down in a straight line. If you've got weights, have them close to your chest, or you can go for that arm swing. Lunge runners, you can call it. Last 15 seconds this leg. You start feeling the legs now. You can even add that little pulse if you want to. Keep going at home. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off the legs, guys. So, 1 round done. You can start with your active rest now if you want to. So again, you can go for a little march, jog on the spot, boxing, keep that heart rate elevated. Or if you're feeling your muscles quite sore today, just take your rest, get your recovery. So, we're starting with those squat pauses, remember? Ready to go in about 20 seconds, guys. So when we're doing the squat pauses, make sure we're getting a nice down, deep position, pushing out the knees, feet are nice and flat. Getting ready, going about 5 to 10 seconds, guys. Grabbing your weights now if you've got them. In 3, 2, 1. Squat pauses, guys. So we're down, hold, 1, 2, 3, pushing up. If you want to challenge yourself at home, make it a little harder. You can add a jump if you want to. So pause, pushing up into the jump, pause, 1, 2, 3, jumping up. So you're working on that explosive power. I know jumping's not for everyone, sorry. You can add that in if you want to. Again, make sure we're not sitting far too deep. We're just coming down until we feel the quads engage. Nice and strong through the legs. At least 3 seconds. You can hold for longer if you wish. 1, 2, 3. Pushing up. Almost there. We'll go for about 10 more seconds, see if we can get 2 more reps in. But be strict with the pauses. Last one for me. 3, 2, 1. Quick shake off the legs. Hamstring bridges or glute bridges. If you've got something to put your heels on. Ready to go. About 5 to 10 seconds, guys. So start with your knees about 90 degrees. Like this. Squeeze your bum in. 3, 2, 1. Lifting up those hips. Keep the chin tucked slightly. Think about driving your heels down into whatever you've got there. And you should feel those hamstrings turn on. If you are doing these on the ground, you'll notice it's your glutes you feel more. In this position, the hamstrings seem to take over. So quite often we're working our front of the legs, our squats and everything. We forget about these hamstring muscles in the back. Like I said, you can add some weights here on the hips if you want to. Last 10 seconds of hamstring raises. Hamstring bridge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Low rest, guys. We're going for those lunge holds to finish our leg round. Ready to go in about 10 seconds. Add your weights if you want to. Into your lunge stance now in 3, 2, 1. Drop that knee down. Hold. So you're nice and powerful through this front leg. Squeezing the stomach. Make sure our feet are slightly staggered for balance. 10 seconds left here. Drive those arms if you want to. Make it a little tougher. 3, 2, 1. Switching legs. Shaking off. Ready to go. In 3, 2, 1. Dip that knee so it doesn't touch the ground. It's just slightly off the ground. You can add those arm swings and you just feel that in that front leg powering up. Core's nice and tight. This will start to hurt now. Last 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Love it, guys, well done. Shaking off the legs, legs are done. We're going for our active rest and recovery now if you want to. So, straight into upper body, guys. If you've got weights at home, we're going for a renegade row. So the renegade row, we're wide with the feet. We're going to go for a renegade row, switching arms, renegade row, and then we're coming down into a push-up. Okay? So it's a renegade row to push-up. If you don't have weights, exactly the same. It's a row with a hand, little pause, row with a hand, little pause, back down, push-up. Obviously drop to your knees if you're uncomfortable with the push-ups. After that, we're going for shoulder taps to arm raise. So same position, it's going to be a shoulder tap, 1, 2, and then arm raise, 1, 2. Shoulder tap, arm raise. So getting ready for our renegade rows, guys. That first exercise, if you've got weights or no weights, then ready to go in about 5 seconds, coming down to our top plank position. In 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips down, squeeze the core, so it's just like a plank. We're rowing up with one side, switching sides, rowing up, and we're adding a push-up. Drop into the knees for that push-up if you need to. If you don't have weights, it's hot hands, 1, little pause, 1, little pause, drop to knees if you need to for the push-up. You can even do these on a bench, a bed, or a sofa, whatever. So hot hand, push up, exactly the same. Almost there, guys. If you've got 2 dumbbells at home, if you're lucky enough, it's exactly the same. Row, row, and then push up. Last 10 seconds. Good work, guys, well done. 3, 2, 1, about 10 seconds to switch over. So, stick your weights to the side if you were using weights. Next up is that top plank position. Shoulder tap, arm raise, arm raise. Core's super tight, working in the stomach too. In 3, 2, 1. So shoulder tap left, shoulder tap right, arm raise left, arm raise right. Exactly the same if you want to drop down into your knees. So it's shoulder tap, arm raise, arm raise. You start to feel this through the shoulders, obviously. Make sure we're nice and tight for the core. Take rest as you need it. Awesome work, guys. Good, Hannah. Good, Becky. Awesome stuff. Shoulder tap. Nice, slow and control, guys. Make sure we're not tilting off the body. We're staying solid for the core. Arm comes up to meet beside the ear. Last 5 to 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Get your breather or into your active rest, guys. Well done. Almost there. So we're going back for those renegade rows into your push-ups. Get your breather, guys, or you're going for your active rest. Jogging on the spot. Well done, guys at home. Ready to go again, about 20 seconds. Remember, for those renegade rows and the halt hands, make sure we're pausing at the top, squeezing that shoulder blade back. Little pause, other side, and the push up if you can. Coming down to our mats, guys. Let's get ready in 5, in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going for that hot hand, 1, 2, pause. Hot hand, 1, 2, pause. Coming down to my push up, drawing to the knees if I need to. I can elevate my hands if I have to. Just work at your own level. Adding your weights if you have them, if you're lucky enough. Push up, row, row, push up, row, row. Awesome, guys. Keeping it going, last 15 seconds. See if we can get 1 or 2 more in. Widen that feet for balance, remember, keeping stable, squeezing the stomach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there for 10 seconds. Switch into that top plank. So, ready for that shoulder tap to arm raise in 5, 3, 2, 1. Core is nice and tight, tight. Shoulder tap, arm up beside the ear. So when I raise that arm, I'm not opening up here. I'm still solid through the core, and it's just raise up right in front of me. So I'll go over that again. So I'm not tilting off, it's raise up right in front, okay? I like to come onto my knuckles, just so my wrists are nice and straight. If you get any pains in your wrists or anything, that might help. Just straighten out that wrist. Keep the power through the transfer. Right in, guys, 10 seconds. A few taps, a few shoulder raises. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys, or get your active rest. Straight into our full body round. So our full body round, nice and fun this week. We're going to do our monster walks. I know that funny exercise. Remember this one? Almost half squat position. Right arm, left leg goes forward. We're just 1 or 2 steps. When we get back to the starting position, we're going into a walkout. So we're going straight into our walkout to here. So we're working arms and legs. So it's a monster walk to walk out. And then we're going to finish with a bear crawl. So we're into our bear crawls, nice and low to the ground, hips and legs, and working through shoulders and arms. Ready, going about 10 seconds, starting for monster walks. If you've got any of the bands, you can add those around your knees or your feet for those monster walks. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. So down in that little squat position. 1, 2 steps forward, 1, 2 steps back. Straight into my walkout. You can add a press up here if you want to. Drop into the knees if you want. Walking up. You can even add a jump there if you really want to. So we're walking out 2 to 4 steps forwards and backwards with our monster walk. Walking out. Add the push up. Add the little pogo jump if you really want to. Straight into that walkout. Obviously, if you've got bands here around your knees, it's going to be super tough. Awesome, guys. Keep it nice and low in those monster walks. Keeping the pressure in those legs. And then we're straight out, nice and quick with those hands. Squeezing the stomach. Add a little jump if you want. Right to the end, guys. Last 10 seconds now. See if we can get one more of each in. 3, 2, 1. Quick breather. We are going into our bear crawls. So remember the bear crawls. The closer your hips are to the ground, the harder it's going to be. So like Spider-Man. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. I've been doing a lot of Spider-Man moves recently. So I obviously don't have a lot of room here. I'll do it off camera. So I want my hips close to the ground. If you've got loads of room at home, you want to get at least a full lengthen of left arm, right arm, and then backwards as well. So my hips are close to the ground. I'm almost in like a push-up position here. Take breaks as you need them, tough exercise. Last 10 to 15 seconds. Try to keep those hips down as low as you can, guys. Almost in like a plank position. In 3, 2, 1. Quick breather, guys, well done. We're flying through this. Take some rest here. Ready to go up again in about 40 seconds. So think about those monster walks. Obviously we've got those bands, makes it a little harder, but we'll stay nice and low, so we're activating through quads and glutes. We're forward, and remember we're raising that foot up, and it's planting every time nice and flat. So it's not toe heel, our posture is good, our weight's back. Ready to go in 10 seconds. And for that walkout, you can add the press up at the bottom, you can add the jump. This is going to be our last exercise before core round. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. It's a nice long controlled, those monster walks. Feet are nice and flat. Straight into my walkout. I can add the push up if I want to. I can add that little jump at the top if I want to. Right back down into my monster walk, which I'm not doing properly. Coming out. Push up, little pogo jump. Monster walk, 1 or 2 steps forward, 1 or 2 steps back. Last round, remember guys, we'll finish on a little bit of a core blast. Awesome work. Keep it going, last 10 seconds of your walkouts and your monster walks. Got my tongue twister that. 5 seconds. Feet are nice and flat. 3, 2, 1. About 10 seconds to switch into our bear crawls, our last exercise of the full rounds. Ready to go with our hips down. If this is uncomfortable for anyone, you can keep your hips up in this position. You can kind of go for a little crawl that way if you want to. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Last 40 seconds of work, guys. So it's either up here or we're down low with our hips, almost into a little Spider-Man crawl. Make sure we're bending those elbows, bending the knees, keeping the tension in the legs. Awesome, guys. Keep it going. A few people, their cameras off today, I can't see. Last 10 seconds. I'm sure you're working hard. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys. Well done. Grab a quick breather. We're going to go straight into our core round to finish. So coming onto our backs when we're ready, we're going to start with our lower abdominals. So usually our hardest exercises for core because we're using the weights of our legs. So what we're looking for, pushing my lower back into the ground to save my lower back. I'm coming up with knees up at 90 degrees, and then I'm extending them out. Heels don't touch the ground, and then we're back in. Squeezing the stomach. You should feel this right in the lower abdominals. We'll do 2 rounds of 30 seconds with a little break in between. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. As always with the core exercises, if you're not comfortable with them, just do one you are comfortable with in 3, 2, 1. Out with those legs. See if you can just get them off the ground. If you feel like your lower back starts to lift, maybe just keep them a little bit higher up here and then back in. Try and relax the neck as much as possible. If you want to make these harder, you can go for a full leg lift here. Exactly the same. Last 5 to 10 seconds we'll go. 3, 2, 1. Deep breaths in. So one more round of those, guys. Just stretch them off the lower back here. So you're either going for those knee tucks, working lower abdominals, or we're up and down those leg lifts. As always, if that lower back starts to lift, find a comfortable position where the lower back is still pressed into the ground. Ready to go in 5, 3, 2, 1. Knee tucks, guys, out. Squeeze the stomach, back in. Make sure that neck is on the ground, my head's on the ground. Squeeze the stomach as it comes in. Breathing out also as the knees come in. Breathing in on the way down. That's a bit confusing. Squeeze that stomach hard, guys. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys. Quick breather. The next exercise, tough one as well. We're going to start with those knees up. This time, our shoulders come up off the ground. We extend one leg, and I come up to a little clap here between the leg, okay? So it's clap, back all the way down, clap, all the way down, clap. Okay? Bit of coordination. This is a really tough exercise actually. Ready, going about 10 seconds. Ready, going 5. As always, opt for just a core crunch, anything you feel comfortable. If it's too much, in 3, 2, 1, extend one leg, take one knee up, little tap, shoulders back to the ground, little tap. Make sure you're controlling it though, guys. We're not jumping up and then relaxing down. It's all control through the stomach. Even try see how slow you can go. You'll start to feel that super tough. Keeping it going at home, guys. Last 10 seconds of these. Don't know what to call these. Crunch plus knee clap. 3, 2, 1. Deep breaths in the stomach. Knee, lift, hand, touch is what I wrote down. Ready, go again in 10 seconds. Deep breaths in the stomach. Again, make sure we're squeezing the stomach. Feeling that muscle's working. Knees up. In 3, 2, 1. Take one down. Tap. Pushing in, guys. Last round of these. Oh my god. This is usually where I pretend I'm like checking on people, where actually my stomach is just gone. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Deep breaths in. Get the recovery into the stomach. Last couple exercises, guys. Good bit of core tonight. We're going to start with a tabletop hold. So, similar position we were in before with our kind of bear crawls or that other variation you were doing. Start with our hips over our knees, shoulders over our hands. All we're going to do is just lift those knees. So tuck the toes. I'm lifting those knees off ever so slightly, keeping a neutral spine with my neck. Hold in for at least 30 seconds if we can, guys. Okay, guys, ready to go. In about 5 seconds. So shoulders over my hands, hips over my knees, and tuck the toes at the back. So tuck toes, 3, 2, 1, coming up. Squeeze that stomach. Important when we're in this position, we're not dipping into our lower back here at all. It's strong through the stomach. So before you start, as if you get punched in there, tilt that pelvis in and then lift the knees. Last 10 seconds, guys. Squeeze the stomach as hard as you can. So you feel this right in the stomach. If you're not feeling the stomach, squeeze it as hard as you can. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Deep breaths in. Get your breather there. So I'll go over that again. Before we start this movement, make sure we're not slumping into our lower back here. Just get your neutral spine there. So tilt your pelvis in, squeeze the stomach, as if someone was going to clock you in the stomach there. So engage the core. Ready, go in 3, 2, 1. Raise those knees, squeeze the stomach as hard as you can. Engage the core, which means, like I was saying, the same feeling as if you were ready to tense up to receive a punch is honestly the best way to describe it. We're not dipping into our lower back, we're strong through our lower back, and we're turning on our core to save our lower back from using to do the exercise, sorry. Last 10 seconds, see if we can hold it, guys. This will be our last exercise. So you can go right to the end. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, guys. Well done. So, coming straight into our stretching. Always start with a little child's pose, just to really get that relaxation. So we're coming down. Put your head to the floor. Putting our bum back towards our heels. Open up the chest. Just take a 30 seconds here just to really get that nice deep breaths in towards the chest, in towards the stomach. Nice, slow and controlled. In through the nose, out through the mouth if you want to. Starting to get that heart rate back down to normal. In this position, we're going to take one arm up, my right arm. I'm going to take it underneath, and then put some pressure on the outside of the shoulder. So I'm using my body weight to push down on that shoulder, just to get a nice stretch through the shoulder. Go for 5 more seconds. Good, switching arms. So arm up, underneath, putting some pressure on there. Good guys. A few hip stretches, so coming into our hip flexors. So sitting up into that low lunge. Make sure you've got some padding under your knee so we're not on hard floors or anything. And then just make sure our posture's good here so we're not dipping into our lower back again. And just come forward, stretch off that hip. So predominantly our tightest muscle, so have a nice sit in this stretch. Still getting deep breaths, getting that heart rate down. Good, switching legs. Good guys, next one you come into a little glute stretch, so you can either come down to a pigeon pose here, which is a really quite a tough stretch for the hips in like yoga. So if you're familiar with this one, you can go here. If not, coming onto our backs, take the knee in towards, so left knee to left shoulder, like this. And then I can take that opposite foot over to the opposite shoulder, like this. So just try to stretch off this outside hip. You can even cross it over onto your knee like this. And then pull that knee in. 10 seconds left of hip stretch. Switching sides. Last couple guys. 5 seconds. Good, last couple. Just a little forward fold, stretching off those hamstrings. Try to breathe into the stretch. Feel those hamstrings relax. And then open up the chest. Grab the mat behind you if you can. Open up the shoulders. And relax in there guys, well done. Good session.